DFS Show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're here for the Thursday 5-game main slate. We got a couple of games on teams on back-to-backs. The Washington Wizards, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Minnesota Timberwolves on back-to-backs here for this main slate. Biggest news maybe of this slate: Anthony Davis injured against Charlotte the other night, out for at least a week. LeBron James is questionable for this slate against the Wizards. So we may have a no LeBron, no Anthony Davis Lakers team rolling into Washington here, which would probably make the $8,500 Austin Reeves like the highest roster player of this small slate. But it is kind of an interesting one. Not only no AD, LeBron questionable, Trae Young, Jalen Johnson now out for the year. Big blow for Atlanta. Guy was having a monster season. Done. Anthony Edwards, 95, is up there with the top price guys. And Alperen Sengun, 9K, also questionable for this slate. So a lot of injury news to pay attention to when it comes to this main slate here. We will see what goes on as we work our way down. There's obviously some favorable matchups we'll look to target. But let's just dive into it position by position. We start at the point guard. Trae Young, $9,800, probable with the hamstring. Had that matchup the other day against Houston. Tough spot, low-scoring game. Played 34 minutes, so that's encouraging. But just 35 fantasy points for him there. The last couple of games for Trae, not a ton of fantasy production. Anthony Edwards, 95. John Morant versus Houston's $8,900. The aforementioned Austin Reeves, just without Anthony Davis, we know is going to be a pretty awesome play here against Washington, but no LeBron. Take that into account. Cleveland was Darius Garland on the Wednesday slate. We'll see what happens there. But Donnie Mitch is 84, and Ahmed Thompson off of a floor game the other night. He's $8,300. How would you prioritize this top half of the point guard position?
So just on the Garland front, it was rest. So he's going to play tomorrow, and then
no Mitchell then.
And then I assume they're going to rest somebody else. That would be my guess, and maybe two, because Evan Mobley's only a few games removed from injury himself. Sure. So I think that there's a chance that a couple people sit for Cleveland, but we'll see. It was simply rest, and Garland should be back. So I think Trae is fine in tournaments. Obviously, the Hawks are just significantly worse without Jalen Johnson this year. We've seen that repeatedly throughout the shoulder ailment. But if Atlanta's going to stay competitive in any game remainder of year, it's going to be at the hands of Trae Young. So in tournaments, I think he's fine. Ant on a back-to-back, definitely okay. I mean, Utah is terrible. So if you want to play Ant, that works. We saw in this Houston-Memphis game the last time they played, Ja played 37 minutes, and I don't think that's a coincidence, just given where they are in the standings, right? They're 2-3. They've obviously played really good games against one another. Twice they've been within like 2 baskets. So I am definitely interested in Ja Morant. I understand it is a relatively tough spot, just given how good Houston is defensively. Yeah. But if Ja has any chance of playing 37 minutes in a game we just saw, and he played 37 minutes in a game that matters significantly in the standings, then I am going to forego the defensive matchup and just understand all right, yeah, it's tough. Ja might take 25 shots tonight, and if Ja's getting to the rim, well, it doesn't matter who's guarding him. No one's going to stop him. So I like Morant quite a bit here. Definitely already interested in Reeves. We've kind of talked about this. He's typically been better without LeBron.
Yeah.
And now he has LeBron. And I do think that has a lot to do with just positional things, right? LeBron is ball dominant. AD is ball dominant, but it's in a different way. Reeves can facilitate the offense much more when it's him and AD versus him and LeBron. So I would definitely prefer if LeBron sat to play an $8,500 Austin Reeves.
Okay.
But there's obviously a case to be made. He's good either way, whether LeBron plays or not.
Sure. Then again, Mitchell and Ahmed Thompson here I wouldn't anticipate back-to-back bad games from Amon Thompson. Only 5 shot attempts in that game. Still gave you 4 stocks. Like the peripheral numbers were solid, not up to par with his usual production, nor were their minutes, 31 minutes in that game versus the 40 we're used to him playing. So, Jayshawn Tate was just that good, in that game. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what happened there, but I would imagine maybe it's just the second leg of a back-to-back as well. Played 42 minutes against Boston. Next night, plays 31 against Atlanta. You think he's fully fresh here. You get a full run out of Amon Thompson. Where do you go in the mid-tier range? A lot of guys, Sexton had a good night the other night. You have Dyson Daniels. Garland should be back against Atlanta, you think, at $7,600. What are you looking at?
Definitely Darius Garland. And I think it's going to be a lot of Darius Garland with team to himself here. So Garland at 76. I do have interest in Sexton, just depending on what the Utah news officially is. I think they're almost fully healthy. Kessler and Collins are on the injury report, so we'll see. I guess I temper my expectations a little bit on Sexton 74. Van Vliet, is going to play a lot of minutes. That's the most I can say about him right now. Going down, I would play Jordan Poole. He's largely been awful through one half of basketball on the Wednesday slate. Tuesday slate? What are we? Wednesday slate. But Jordan Poole has a high ceiling, so I'd go back to him in tournaments. Anthony Simons looked really good the other day. You could play him. So it's definitely an interesting little 6K range too.
I agree. Again, we always know the upside is there for him, especially in those spots. And again, you go a little bit further down into that 6K range. There's some guys we've taken shots at before. Is there like one obvious play? I mean, like, do we go back to just Ty Jerome, at $4,400? Do we look at the Minnesota guard play, against Utah? Like, what do you think?
I mean, if people are out for Cleveland, definitely going back to Jerome. Doesn't necessarily matter if he starts or not. He's productive. So all dependent on what they do with, who's in and who's out.
Sure.
I'm having a hard time pinpointing anything. I guess like you can make a case that Conley were to sit on a back-to-back. He hasn't really. Sure. I think he's played most of the back-to-backs. I mean, he's played the 17th, played the 18th, played the 6th, played the 7th. Obviously, if he were to sit, then we'd start looking at someone like Rob Dillingham. But I don't think there's like anything clear-cut in the value tier personally, other than Jerome. I guess Anthony Black, if Jalen Suggs were to sit, that's your value play.
Sure. Shooting guard, again, there's Edwards, Mitchell. We talked about Desmond Bane is $7,700. Jalen Green's in this group. That's new. But again, smaller slates and dual positional eligibility. We've seen a lot of these guys already.
Yeah. I mean, Bane is definitely fine. I think that again, like there's maximum minute upside for Bane here. If you want to go that route, Dyson Daniels continues to be awesome. He is just really good peripherally, like really, really good peripherally. And I think that has a chance. Yeah, they're ridiculous. And I think that that has a chance to just stick around without Jalen Johnson. Like he is going to chip in more on the glass. So I like Dyson Daniels 75 in tournaments. I mean, Jalen Green, he took 24 shots in 33 minutes. That, he's always live to do that. Big pace up spot for Houston. So I definitely think Jalen Green's in play as well.
Yeah, the one difference for Jalen Green right now than, the month ago is really just the 3-point shooting. He had a big game against Cleveland, but 1 for 9, 1 for 9, 2 for 6, 2 for 8. When he was going for 40 a night, guy was shooting 50, 60, 70% from 3, right? So if he starts knocking down more threes that he's taking, he'll go back up to, having huge fantasy outputs there. So I like that call. Again, we run out Anthony Simons every so often here. How do you handle Portland? I mean, Tamani Kamara, minutes continue to be legit for him. just the fact that he's on the floor so much just allows him opportunities to just get fantasy points, right? Like he's not an elite scorer, but he'll find a couple of buckets. And then on nights where he does hit everything like OKC, he explodes. He's going to rebound. He's going to get a handful of assists. Generally, you're getting 3 stocks out of him a game. So, $5,500, just solid, right?
Yeah, I don't love the price personally, but what I'd say is Jeremy Grant is listed as questionable for this game. I would, if Grant were to sit, I would immediately play Shaedon Sharpe over Tamani Kamara.
Okay.
Who's $200 cheaper, same eligibility.
Sure.
If Grant plays, I just feel better about Kamara. I'd be like, because if Grant doesn't play, Shaedon Sharpe's going to. I would assume Shaedon Sharpe starts because we've also seen them.
We've seen so many different iterations of that lineup, right?
Yeah,
so.
but Denny going to the 4 would be what they do. I mean, because it's not like they did that against like Milwaukee the first time they played him, where Denny was playing against Giannis.
Yeah. Well, we saw the Scoot, Simons, Kamara, Denny lineup, right?
Yeah,
so.
It would either be Scoot or Sharpe, but either way, we saw the other day. Jeremy Grant left after 2 minutes of the 2 minutes of the second half. They brought Scoot in, and then Shaedon Sharpe played like basically the whole second half after that.
Yeah.
So you're correct. I think Scoot obviously has a chance to start. I think Shaedon Sharpe has a chance to be super extended too, because Jeremy Grant's been playing a lot. So I would really like Shaedon Sharpe in tournaments if there's no Jeremy Grant. And I think Kamara, if Grant plays, is like the safer of the 2 options right there.
Okay. Max Strus. Maybe it's a Max Strus sit. I don't know. But $4,500 for him. If, LeVert and all those guys continue to be out, you're locking him in to nearly 30 minutes here.
Yep, it's definitely possible. Strus with the injury, Mobley coming off injury. So if he plays, he's great. If he doesn't, then whatever we said doesn't matter anymore, and we move on.
What's our Utah situation here? Do we have
everyone? I mentioned it, but everyone is off the injury report except Kessler and John Collins. They're listed questionable.
Okay, so probably hard to get to any of those guys unless they're back.
Yep.
Memphis, Houston, secondary pieces. Dalton Connect, 3,900.
I mean, they're gonna need the offense, so I assume that's gonna be a good one for us.
You can guess what game James and I played him.
Definitely was not Philly.
Was not the Philly
it was not the Philly game.
I honestly would have taken any of the 3 of the last 4 games except for
I would have. Yes, correct. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios where Dalton Connect is extended here. It's like Vincent's questionable, Finney Smith is questionable, AD's out, LeBron's questionable. They are potentially extremely shorthanded.
Yeah, I agree. Anybody else for you?
If Conley sat, NAW would obviously be in play. TBD on if Sam Merrill returns from injury. That would be someone that we'd probably take a look at too.
Mm-hmm. Small forward. Again, Ahmed Thompson's up here. Franz Wagner, 40 minutes against Miami last time out there. And that was the overtime game, right?
Double OT.
He's been legit in all the games that he's been back. He gets Portland again. He returned against Portland, 24 minutes at 25 fantasy points, but he's ramped all the way up. Like they're not going to limit him. So feels pretty good spot. $7,800.
Yep.
Denny obviously is there. You have your Atlanta plays. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a bad play. Markkanen's probably the only guy I wouldn't get to. But I think everyone like DeAndre Hunter up, I'd probably play.
Okay. Jaden McDaniels. Continues to be a guy that you and I say, like, we should be playing some Jaden McDaniels tonight. And then we don't always get him in our lineup.
No, then we just don't. Yeah, we just don't.
And then he goes for like 6X.
Yeah.
We should play Jaden McDaniels here against Utah. Naz Reid was out, by the way, on the Wednesday slate.
Yes, with the illness.
So that continues.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, there's a lot to like if Naz Reid were to sit in general about Minnesota, just given they already don't play anybody. They just play like 7 guys. And Naz Reid's one of the 7. So yeah, McDaniels is super solid here.
Let's see. Other value plays we kind of talked about. Poor Bryce Sensabaugh day for us was not good. I mean, we didn't mention Christie, I don't think, but he would obviously be a guy that could just be in for a whole lot of minutes.
Yeah.
That he plays already.
Yeah.
Ricochet off the injury report.
Yeah, I mean, it's now is the time. Now is the time. Like, you extend this kid, it's over, your season's over. This is the like gotta get this guy extended time. So yes. My answer is yes.
Anything else?
All the Memphis stuff is gone. It's all dead. They're all healthy again, so they're all gone. If everyone's out for Cleveland, Niang, and have to mention they started Jalen Tyson. So depending on who's in and who's out, whoever's in and whoever's out, like they gave Jalen Tyson legit minutes. They gave him 15 first half minutes. So if they're going to give him legit minutes, then Jalen Tyson's the answer at 3K.
Yeah, the Tyson thing is crazy to me. That they all thought like we were going to get Jerome starting, and they just threw this random dude in there that's barely played.
Well, he was their first, so he's not random. He was their first round pick, but it was
not what anybody was expecting to see in that lineup.
Yeah, it was a weird starting lineup. But I remember they did this. I actually played my first takedown of the year was the 3K Jalen Tyson start earlier in the year.
Okay.
And I didn't do it today, of course, but I did do it that time and it worked out. So dude, he's productive. Like he's
got 4 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist in 15 minutes here tonight so far.
But 15 minutes, right? That's probably like the kicker there.
It's the third most. It's him and Mobley 15 minutes. Strus at 18. So you got that going on there. All right, power forward again. LeBron's questionable. LeBron would be ridiculously, just crazy ceiling against Washington.
Yes.
At 10-5. Yeah, dude, why are they not moving Banchero pricing? Like, we know what he's capable of doing, man.
I don't get it. No, I have no idea.
He just didn't hit his shots versus Miami. Played 44 minutes. Back-to-back 40-minute games for him. So
that's exactly to a T what we've said on multiple occasions in the following. Like, you just the price just doesn't make sense to me.
I know.
It just doesn't make sense.
He should be $9,600. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play. Triple J, Mobley, you'll see, right? Randall, 75. Again, if there's no Naz Reid, man, he's going to just have more opportunities to play.
Yep.
Again, as you said earlier, like everybody but Markkanen, right?
Basically, everyone. I think that's a nice way to put it. And no disrespect to Markkanen. Salute to, we think you're very good, but you're not in the correct spot here.
Yeah. All right, what else did we do? Tari Easton's 51, Brooks 5K. Give them both looks.
Yeah, both are
fine. What did Santi end up playing there? 22 minutes. Such a Santi stand, but he doesn't have to run anymore. Filipowski.
They just have 4,000. They have 4,000 people they can play.
I know. Are you playing any of the Washington guys? We haven't really talked much outside of
Poole. I would play like Poole and Kuzma and Valanciunas or /Sar, whoever's starting.
Do they start Gay again?
They might, dude. If Mo Gay starts, then like
they do have Ricochet back, so like that is the kicker there.
I guess it just depends. Do they keep Krejci in the lineup, right? Because if you remember before the Krejci starting stuff, it was Ricochet and Jalen Johnson starting with Daniels Trey, right? So it just depends on what their approach is. If Cleveland is playing their double big lineup, then I think there's a possibility that we get Mo Gay in the lineup. But I don't know if that's what they're going to do. But either way, it seems like the Jalen Johnson news has just put Gay in their rotation.
Agreed. I mean, does Vanderbilt start at center for them?
I don't think so. But I mean, he might. I don't. I'd have a hard time believing what I think they do is either go small with Finney Smith or just play Jackson Hayes, because they have played Jackson Hayes in a couple of spot starts this year. And Vanderbilt's just not ranked either way.
Anybody else?
We didn't mention Hachimura, I don't think, but
No.
At 49, he's probable. If no Finney Smith, we already know no AD. All I would probably need is Finney Smith out for me to be really confident in the minutes.
And if LeBron sits,
he'll play 40. He'll play 40 minutes.
Yep. Center. Shinguna's questionable. Triple
Yep.
J we kind of talked about. What's like the first center you'd play here? What's the
first center? Well, Mobley, Randall, we talked about. Okongwu, 69 is tough spot, but he's been really good. I don't hate DeAndre Ayton. He was great the other night. Back to back 20-point double-doubles in games that he's played. And so I'd go there. If Jared Allen plays, I'm good with Jared Allen. We could see Goga and Wendell Carter's time flip. I mean, coming off concussion protocol.
Yeah, his first game back, he plays 22 minutes.
Yeah, Wendell Carter played all the minutes. But
Carter's been good. I mean, if Wendell Carter starts, you probably feel a little bit better about that. But
yeah, I'd feel okay with it. I'm not fully confident that his minutes would be
sure
completely solidified.
Gobert versus Utah.
Gobert 56 is too cheap. He's been really good. He was challenged by head coach Chris Finch too, and he's responded in a big way. So I think good sign to see out of Rudy Gobert that he took the criticism well and was all right, I'm gonna lose my job here. I need to play better.
Yeah.
So I think Gobert's fine.
Valanciunas obviously would be a play.
Yep. Sar too, for that matter. Sar.
Yep. I guess if Kessler and Collins are out, Eubanks, would you run that back?
Yeah, I mean, the minutes were horrible as projected. He just
4 blocks.
Ran and 13 points for a guy who has not scored anything at all. So
sure.
I'd probably feel similarly to how I felt the other day. Understanding he's a good fantasy point per minute guy, and also he plays 23 minutes. If he doesn't do everything perfect, then we're not getting there. So
sure. Maybe else down here? I mean, Hayes, you mentioned.
Hayes. Yeah, Hayes.
Okay. I guess we're building a lineup. Where are we starting? Go Valanciunas at center. Assuming
if you're sure Sar doesn't play, then I'd be okay with that.
I mean, I'm not sure right now, but at least for now he's out, right?
Well, he's out because we're on Wednesday. We're not on Thursday.
Well, he's out for now. We'll update this at 5. I mean, technically, Valanciunas is always just in anyways, right? He's a tournament player.
Yeah, but he's also $5K.
$5,700.
Yeah, he's $5K in those scenarios.
Ty Jerome? Max Strus? One of those.
Yeah. Strus is definitely safer. Strus. Let's go Strus.
I mean, there's not many spend ups here. We liked Paolo. We thought Paolo was too cheap.
Yep.
We'd obviously have to play LeBron.
Yeah.
Right. So LeBron. Yep. Oh, double clicking. What am I clicking? Edwards. We want LeBron at the forward. Ron. Strus.
Yeah, we want to, and you're gonna want to. You just want to switch LeBron and Paolo. Sorry, got to do it.
Yeah. All right, 5,200 basically for point guard, small forward, guard, utility. Gaye or Ricochet? Someone's got to play there. Did Ricochet play when they started Gaye the other day? Or played Gaye?
2 days ago he did. They played 20 minutes and 18 minutes respectively. Gay played 18 and Ricochet played 20.
Nance played 20, dude?
That was what Nance played 20 because the Capella scratch. I'd be interested to see what Nance plays.
Sure.
Without the scratch.
Because they were starting Nance at power forward previously without.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's cooked now with Gay there, and I think that's the route that they're going to go.
All right, well, let's see what else we can look at here. This 5K range.
I mean, we could play obviously like Connect is sub 4K.
Yeah, I'm good with Connect there. That's fine. Connect, $5,600. Well, we can temporarily plug Tamani or Jado. We're doing this. We're doing Jada McDaniels. Not going to do that again. We're not going to.
Yeah, just play Jada McDaniels. It's good.
Do Jerome, $6,900. Go. Jordan Poole can't fail us twice, right?
Jordan Poole. I mean, he obviously was what he's been so far on Wednesday, but he obviously has a high ceiling.
All right, example lineup, early preview look here. We'll be live at 5 to update you all. Hopefully we'll get some better injury updates for us. 2 at 7, and then the rest are 9 and later, so we'll see. Jerome, Strus, Connect, LeBron, Valanciunas, Poole, and Caro, and McDaniels there. No dollars left over. Example lineup for this 5-game main slate. Again, we appreciate you all who tune in each and every day with us. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know who you're looking to build your lineups around for this 5-game main slate. Hit that subscribe button to get notified when we go live at 5. We'll see you then.